mình mọi người chia chặt tất.
Đừng có lừa. Rồi hết.
Mấy giờ ăn cứ rượu. Ăn chưa? Ăn rồi hả?
Ở đây tí đi.
Sớm đấy à?
Mà ăn xong rồi em còn chạy xuống trước kia rồi em mới về chứ.
If you want to buy some decent thick steel, there's a plate of steel that's got to be 120 millimeters thick, I'd say, and that long. It's a bloody huge piece of steel, and they're laying around everywhere here. Oh yeah. This little workshop. I thought the other side was that they had thick bits of steel, but have a look at that. That there has got to be 100, 200, and, well, maybe it's 250 millimeters thick. That's a bloody thick piece of steel. Mate, I don't know how many ton that is, but that's huge. Yeah, and this one here. Hey, some big bits of steel laying around in Vietnam. Back in the bus. Off we go again.
Alo. Hello. Alo.
Another graveyard for old machines and pulleys and everything, and they sell these machines here by the kilo apparently, and then you take them home and fix them. But anyway, we're back in the bus. Off we go again. Okay, so I just bought a gearbox for 2.5 million, so 100 whatever that is, 160 bucks or something. But there it is there. So it's a good little gearbox. And the guy's got heaps of gear here. Have a look at this press around here. This is a 450 ton hydraulic press, and so, you know, put something in there, it gets squashed to death. So 450 ton, and at these scrap places, the scrap metal price of machines is less than $1 a kilo. So you know, that's about 3 ton. So it's still $3,000 for a 450 ton press. I mean, sure, it doesn't work. You got to put a motor on it and put oil in it and pray that the seals don't leak. But still, that press is probably $50,000 or something if you wanted to buy it new. Anyway, look at this for the vise. This vise goes from here all the way across to the other side here, underneath my seat. It's a huge big vise that we just bought at the steel place for 4 million, so 200 and something dollars. I can guarantee that you wouldn't buy a vise like that anywhere for that price. But apparently Mr. Hong's been looking for one like this for a long time, and today he's found one, so that's good. So today this is a big bit of steel that he's precision drilling and exporting this to America. So there's Mr. Dow, and this is the big ass vise we bought. So just gives you perspective. It's a foot across there. It's a big vise. Another workshop with lots of machines, and we're back in the bus. Only the bus is now a car. So this is the next stop. Look at that for a punch. Look at the size of that. Bloody hell. I don't know how many ton that is, but that's huge. Vietnam's just got big machinery everywhere, and there's so much of it that isn't being used because it's just coming into the country everywhere, by the looks of it, and people are gearing up with it at the moment. So there's punches and machines absolutely everywhere, and I'm here looking at lathes, so down this other end. So this is a hotel in Haiphong, and in the hotel you can buy your noodles. So you can buy noodles to eat in your room and beer.
You want to take beer?
No. It's going to be a big night, I think. Anyway, don't preload in Vietnam because they drink too much. So we're in the VIP room here, and there's plenty of tables, and we've got the whole room to ourselves. But we had them set up the 3 tables together, but culturally they all want to sit around very close to each other to eat. So then now there's all the people sitting around the one table to eat. And they feel much more comfortable like this. It's interesting. Because if we went out to a restaurant, we'd want a much bigger space. But then again, we don't share food, so in the same way. So this is battered squid, battered taro. Morning, don't know. Oh yeah, that's that. What's this one? Oh, little fish. Little fish. Yeah. 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 Yeah, salty fish, and these leaves.
Nó chạch với nông xào dưa.
I think this one you already know that.
Yeah, big leaves. Yeah.
Bị vợ đánh.
A whole plate of calamari. Now a whole plate of prawns. So this is hot pot, and there's a whole plate of beef over here. There's only 7 adults, but it's like there's so much food in Vietnam, and we had a whole chicken before, so there's a whole chicken before this, and then after the hot pot there'll be rice, and then there'll be fruit. So, yeah, just normal. And see the bowl up the end? It's getting empty. That's rice wine.
Mình nhớ lắm lên, thằng ở người Minh Đức, ở công ty Minh Đức lên luôn.
Mình cứ lấy ra thì bảo
Xích xô á.
Thực ra là những cái chưa ăn thì thấy
sắc đi, nó cứng đi, bọn nó không biết tôi, không hiểu được là tôi như
This
thế
is
nào.
like the third lot of
Em bảo
noodles, and then we have like these
không
thick
buồn, vì là
noodles
người
before that.
đến bây giờ là trong cảnh giới chảy là tôi liệu mà.
Here's old light poles coming down because they're all rusty because we're near the ocean here. Yeah, you wouldn't need that if you had cement poles. Never need to replace them. Anyway. There you go. There's my new punch working. There you go. 60 ton. Back in the bus, or buy some nuts, or buy the steel, mate. Okay, so we just bought cut-off saw, but the back door won't close, so we're just holding on to it here. It weighs weighs probably, 100 kilos or something, 50 kilos. 70, 80 kilos, I suppose. And yeah, if it gets away from us. Anyway, all good fun. An old one like this is built well, and so you buy the old one and fix it rather than buy a new one, because you still get a better quality machine, and it's 4 million. So a couple hundred, $250 or something. So, at the motor repair place. In Vietnam they still repair motors. And they repair them by hand with spools of wire apparently. This is just on the side of the road. Anyway, like that motor there, in Australia, I'd probably just buy a new one for $200 or something. But here they fix them, which is good. That's where the West is a lot more environmentally destructive nowadays than what countries are where they don't have minimum wages. Come on. So when you go for tea at companies in Vietnam, they often give you gifts to take away. It's like the Chinese tradition too. A lot of Chinese suppliers will give you gifts when you come to see them, and even suppliers in Vietnam, lots of them do. But appreciate that. It's not CNC, but it's a little motorized cutter. How good is that? So out of the scrap steel, she's cutting square plates. And in steel works like this in Vietnam and construction, there's lots of women working. There's probably as many or that in construction as there is men, and sometimes, and in agriculture there's even more. I think more women in agriculture, in the hard work rice field stuff. G'day. So these people cut it all to size out of all the scraps, or sets it going. Puts the air on, starts cutting, turns the motor on, and it drives itself down there to cut a nice straight line. What a great little tool. Takes all of the hard work out of oxy cutting. Come on. So this is the orders for the steel for the stump, and this is all the piles of scrap. And you saw the lady cutting the steel. So we're ordering the steel to be cut for the stump, and yeah. But it's interesting because you stop, you drink tea, and then write it down on a scrap of paper, and that's the order. Hard to see with the light the way it is, but that's cutting that out so easy. Amazing machines. In another workshop, and machines everywhere. Amazingly accurate steel cutting.
Nó là cái lông đen cho cái bi lông nhân màu ba.
So we come to this warehouse to buy some steel for those samples. I think there's enough steel here. Look at the mountains of steel. Just got to the restaurant, and that bottle that the kid's carrying, that bottle's rice wine. So, and there's only like 4 men here and 1 woman. So between 5 of us, there's a 5-litre bottle of rice wine. I hope some more people turn up. but anyway, that's just normal. And you bring your own rice wine. I think because everybody cooks their own, so they like it or trust their own. This is a seafood restaurant, so these are all the shells and seafood that they have, and then they got fish, live fish in here, and these fish look like giant mud skippers. I don't know what they are, but they're an odd looking shape to them. They got a real narrow, pointy head on them. Anyway, the kids still walk around with the rice wine. And apparently they bring their own rice wine because everybody has a family member that makes or grows rice, so they make their own wine in the families. And so when they go out, they don't trust the restaurant to supply rice wine that's good or the right strength or made properly, so they always bring their own rice wine. Interesting. This is his wife walking around in the kitchen, inspecting the kitchen and inspecting the food, making sure that it's all good, because women really take a lot of responsibility for the food here. So she's just been walking around in the kitchen, making sure that it's all good and clean and up to code for a family. When you're out, they actually wipe all of the chopsticks over with a napkin before they serve them out. This way, thanks.
But I can't see everything. Okay.
What?
Yeah, that's good now.
Too big. Okay. Stab it. Drag it out. That's so appetizing. In the sauce. Okay.
Chắc mình lần đầu tiên ăn rồi. Đang xem là thú vị.
Okay. I think I'll have one of those. If you're in Vietnam, try the snails.
Yeah. Okay, done.
That's that bowl again. This is faux ball broth boiling away. It's a way to start your day. Street side.
Trong bát đến dùng bò.
Faux ball. And we're picking up the machines today, so a quick bowl of faux ball, and then I'm off to go and pick up lathes and stuff, and it's 25 or 30,000 for faux ball. This is a little egg cooker beside the road. So this is for eggs and bread. Bang me. So this is the workers accommodation here. There's 4 blokes sleeping here on all these beds, and these are the guys that work here. But this is their accommodation. So there is a TV, but I don't think it works. And there's a couple of fans around, and a fridge and a kettle. Pretty basic. And then through here they have this has got to be the worst toilet you've ever seen in the world. and then this is the shower here, I think. Shower there, shower. And washing kitchen. And this is the kitchen as such. Right in the workshop. So this is my truck picking up the punch machine That's the lathe I bought in the truck. But here they are, they've actually got the boom against the wiring there. Pick it up. Amazing.
Sang bên kia quay rẻ hơn. Bên kia quay rẻ hơn.
Okay. I think she's saying come around here, you get a better view. So they make it look easy. I don't think I'd be wanting to stand underneath the thing. But see, it's in the way of all those power lines up the top there, and they're just pushing them out of the way as they bring it across. Don't worry about the power lines. What about our power leads? Timber. Oh yeah, the decking on that truck's a bit average too. Yeah. Probably all rusted out underneath, who knows. you go. Well, punch machine's on, the lathe's on. We've got 2 more machines to get on. Maybe a different truck. Okay, so the lathe, the punch is on there, and now we're back in the truck in to load this multi-cutter on. So now picking up the multi-cutter, putting that on the next truck. So if you've got a use for a multi-cutter or a lathe or a folding machine, let us know. Apparently this one's 45 tonne. And the press was 65. 60 tonne? 65 tonne. Just gonna stand back a bit. Now he's coming over to pick up the folding machine. So over there, not this one, that's my folding machine. And they were running it this morning as fast as they could to finish another project before they sold it to me. It's good to have a hoist. I should have rented a factory with a hoist. my factory is just a tiny factory for all these machines that I've just bought. I don't know where they're all going to go. Oh, I got to get out of the way here. I'll come and stand over here. Wait a minute. There we go. I should be out of the way here. Hope that hoist doesn't fall on my head. Yeah, you'd hate for any of that to break, hey? Even if the motor's stopped or something. One time when I was younger, I had a bobcat where it broke in the driveway for my shop, and it had to sit there for 3 months waiting for the parts. It literally couldn't move the bobcat out of the driveway of the roadhouse. Anyway, okay. So if you've got to use for a folding machine, we have one of those as well. Maybe I didn't think this through properly when I stood here.
Số cầu dưới đây, xuống đây.
Yeah.
Lùi lại, lùi cầu lại chứ. Ôi, sát cầu ấy.
This has got to be the smallest guy in the workshop doing the balancing here. It's got to weigh all of 45 kilos.
Cầu có 2 tấn 8 chứ. Mà cái này nó lệch kìa. Nó lệch kìa, chạy cầu cũng khó. Mắc luôn cái lỗ rồi. Cái lỗ nó cầu ở đây có đúng mắc. Hả? Mắc luôn cái lỗ này, cái lỗ này. Đây đi, chạy vào đây.
Apparently it won't go forward any more than that at the moment. It's jamming up the top there. Yeah, moved in a bit further. There we go. some bird shit on the track up there or something, stopping it from going. Oh, there we go. They decided to put it down. Okay, job done. Folders in the truck. Folders in the truck. Cutters in the truck. Multi-cutter, punch, lathe, drill press, cut-off saw. Yep. Feeling very poor. It's like you know, heaps of fun buying tools, but somebody's got to pay for them. So anyway, so if you've got some work that you want done with steel, let us know. So on our way back in the truck, and Tang doesn't have a backrest on his seat. So the two trucks didn't get far down the road, and then they decided they needed to move the load. So we just stopped like in the middle of the road here to lift this machine over a little bit. So he's just going to lift that machine forward a bit. But it's funny because they literally just stop in the middle of the road and go, yep, we'll move the machine. There you go, all done. It's just a culture here, but we've rented two trucks, and the other truck doesn't have aircon, so Tang is always looking after me, and he's gone, boss, you know, you should hop in this other truck with the aircon, and they'll drop you off at home. And I've told them to drop you off, and then you can go home, and you know, and then I've got aircon for the trip back instead of in the other truck where there's no aircon. So like, I'm sure not all Vietnamese people are as hospitable or as capable as Tang, but I'm certainly glad and lucky that Tang works with me, and he looks after me very, very well. So anyway, it's you know, your business is always relying on your staff and how good they are, but if you find good people around you, then birds of a feather flock together, as it were, and you have a good company. So that's what we're building here. Yeah, so glad there wasn't another truck coming the other way then. So put foil things up on the sides to stop the heat coming in. Me, I'd be worried about whether you could see the road beside you or people beside you, but they're not worried about that. And so you'd think a big semi coming into the road like that might slow you down, but it doesn't. Seems like in Vietnam, the bigger you are, the faster you go, the faster you drive. And there's our other truck up there. So he's trying to catch up to him so he knows where to go. Look at all the banana trees on the side of the road here. So this is going into Haiphong, but we've passed about 100 metres or more of them already. Heaps of banana trees all along the side of the road. Somebody will own those trees, but they don't own the land. They just kind of pay the government some money to grow stuff on it. While we're driving along here, going through a pay station, but I think it's like, oh, there's the prices there. More, probably $1 for cars or something. Anyway, while we're driving along, while we're at dinner and that on this trip, I learned some interesting things and about the culture. It used to be that the Vietnamese people would say that people that were tall were lazy. You know, so if you're a really tall kid, or really not fat but just tall, if you're tall, they'd say you're lazy. And I was talking to Tang about it, and it probably makes sense because and this was when he was growing up, if you're tall and you're really strong, they'd say you're lazy, right? But when he was growing up, you know, tall people aren't very good at planting rice. You know, they've got to bend over a lot further, and it's a lot harder work for a tall person to bend over than it is for a short person maybe, or you've got to bend a lot further anyway. So maybe, you know, tall people planting rice are lazy. But anyway, he said that was what they used to think like 20 years ago kind of thing. But now they don't say that about tall people. Now they say, oh, being tall is good. You know, tall is you know, very handsome and very strong and, you know, very good. So yeah, just interesting little cultural tidbit there. And what's the other thing? Oh yeah, and the road rules here are funny, but one of the road rules that's interesting is if you're in the front seat, you got to have a seat belt on. If you're in the back, no problem. So yeah, front seat only for seat belts. It doesn't seem to matter how good the seat belt is. We didn't slow down at all for that truck that stopped in the lane, and we just drove around him right at the last minute. Oh, look at this taxi driver. They've got two visors here like this stuck to the windscreen. So I keep trying to look underneath the visor. I can't see a thing through that thing there. And this is a taxi, but there's no meter. And sometimes I'll tell you that there's no meter, and we just quote you a price, especially if you're a tourist. But it doesn't hurt to open their glove box and just look in there, because very often the actual meter's in the glove box. So, pro tip. It's rice harvest time, so all of the bitumen all over the place has got rice sitting on it drying. So you see this big strip of rice here. There's somebody watching it, but yeah, they just put the rice out on the road, and they rake it over and dry it out on the road, and then shovel it all up at the end of the day, and put it back in bags. So they have to dry the rice to keep it, but it's just amazing to me that they dry it all on roads. So there's another lot there. So depending on how big your farm is, you got a lot of rice or a little bit. And if we look up here to the left here, there'll probably be rice on the road up there. Yep, all the way up there. Yep. So down here, Zephyr. And there's more rice up on the road up there. See that? And they've got a push cart there. And this is down to my place here. And I'll bet you there's heaps of rice down here. I haven't been home for a couple of days, so I don't know. But it's amazing because they put it all out in the morning and I have it all shoveled up in the afternoon. It's fair. Good taxi driver. They work on pointing. Yep, so more rice on the road there. So they must just have a little farm, that person there. Maybe the rice farmers get paid in rice and then they take it home and dry it themselves too. There's some more rice there. And if it's in your way, you just drive over it. So it's like weird. But see, they rake it over like this, and that. So they rake it over, and we're just driving all over it now. So this is your rice that you buy in Australia. It's all dried out on roads and driven over by cars and everything before it's exported, I'm sure. Such a oh, and there's some more rice. See, it's everywhere at the moment. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Come on. Home sweet home. Like driving over the marbles. Here comes my machines. I think it's all good. Yeah, it's down. Yeah, all my gears dropped on the ground, and that was just him driving over this stuff. So this is the main road, and my two trucks, like the traffic just flies down this road. Nobody slows down at all, and my two trucks have parked side by side, blocked one lane off to lift the gear off the truck. So they don't care about that, obviously. But the guy who's hooking the chains up doesn't know how to hook them up, I don't think, because he's lifting that out. Oh no, that's alright. Yeah. But anyway. So that's my folding machine coming in. And I've got like 3,000-year-old bonsai growing here. I don't know how old they are, but they're old when they're that big. There we go. Now I can fold shit or stuff. Oh, maybe I can't when there's oil running out of it, but who knows. I don't know why there's oil running out of it. I think there's like a drip tray in it that it's leaking from. I'm not sure. Anyway, down. One more to go. Here comes the multi cutter. This is the big one. 45 tonne. If you want some steel cut, we can do it. Now. Or next week when we get it all wired up. A serious bit of machine there. I don't know what went quick then, but probably the frame, the base. Yeah. That's it. We've just got to get our steel now. So this is the machine. Our neighbours have got a huge bloody forklift, so lucky for us. And then we pick them up. Makes that look so easy. Thank goodness for forklifts and stuff like that, eh? And we'll put them in there. Here it comes. You know how I said I had a forklift broken down in my driveway for 3 months? Well, the guys next door broke down in my driveway. So I really hope they're not here for 3 months. No, it just overheated because it was idling the whole time. But I just thought it was funny that it broke. Anyway.
Oh.
Simple fix. Simple fix.